Hey, everybody, Coach Troy here, and today we're going to unlock some heroic adventures. Let's get into it. Now, the Unlock series are escape rooms that you play at home. They come in small boxes generally. This bad boy right here is going to have 3 different adventures in it. They each play in about 60 minutes normally. There's one in here that's an hour and a half. But of course, it all depends on how long it takes you to solve the mystery. They say it's from 1 to 6 players, but I would say you can play these solo. 2 players maybe is the best, 3 tops. Now, escape rooms are a very big thing. I'm a big fan of escape rooms. I love problem solving and figuring out riddles and whatnot. And Unlock is one of the bigger names coming from Space Cowboys. You can buy the solo ones or sets of 3. In this particular one right here, you're going to have a video game themed one, a Sherlock Holmes themed adventure, and an Alice in Wonderland themed adventure. And the first adventure in this box is Insert Coin. This is the easiest level 1 adventure in the box. And as you might guess, this is video game themed. And so the artwork on the cards is all going to have that kind of digitized look to it. Pixelated, I guess, is what you would call it. And in the adventure, you are sucked into an arcade machine, and you gotta play your way through. And in this game, of course, there's kind of video game-based creatures and characters that you'll run across. Something, of course, they're not exactly the IPs, but they're similar enough that you're going to know kind of what they are. And in this one, there's a very cool gimmick where you're going to use your phone to kind of scan over the card. It's not giving away any spoilers right there. It's implied when you look at it, but it is pretty neat. And I really like how that played out. Outside of that, I do feel that they could have leaned into the whole arcade video game theme a little bit more. I mean, it is in there, but I feel that there could have been a little bit more. They kind of shied away from doing too much with fake IPs. Maybe they want to avoid some lawsuits. I guess I can't blame them for that. But I just feel that they could have done a little bit more. And yes, this is the easiest one in this box. They're nothing too difficult. You can kind of figure out your way to solve the puzzles, and they are pretty neat and fun. Only problem is there are some very small details that you have to be able to see, and as I am a little bit older, I guess I'm a little bit blind, so I don't want to blame the game for me being an old man with bad eyesight and not getting glasses that I need, but that was a little bit of an issue for me, so I'm just going to throw that out there. Overall, the puzzles were fun and decent, but I did, again, just a little bit blind. The adventure, the story, could have been a little bit better. I think as an old retro video game player, I was excited for it, but I was let down a little bit. So, overall, I'd say this one is a decent adventure, good for beginners. Now, in this second adventure, things get pretty interesting because you're going to be actually solving a case as Sherlock Holmes. So, going through the cards here, you are going to be going to different crime sites, investigating areas like that, talking to witnesses, looking for clues. In the end, you're going to have 3 suspects that you're actually going to be interrogating by matching up your cards, and that's a pretty neat system. So that's the gimmick in that one, the interrogation of suspects and figuring it out. I liked that one a lot. Now, as far as the story is, I mean, this is no Sherlock Holmes consulting detective or hunt a killer, any cold case files, anything like that. It is a little on the simpler side because they got to be able to fit it in to this escape room style box and have it be done in only 60 minutes tops. So it is not the deepest murder mystery exactly, but it is pretty neat how you do have different suspects and there are some red herrings to throw you off, fun stuff like that. There are a couple puzzles that I just didn't quite get or make sense, so I did need to use the hints, but it wasn't too bad. So not the most difficult one. It is the 2-star rating, so 2 out of 3. I thought it was kind of easy, except for the ones that just didn't make any sense to me at all, or things that I know I never would have even thought of had I not looked at the hints and clues. Still, I do love a murder mystery, and this was a fun one. While not the most involved, it was still interesting, and I did enjoy it. So I'll put that one above the Insert Coin. And lastly, we had an Alice in Wonderland themed one. Okay, these are IPs that are open, Sherlock Holmes and Alice in Wonderland, because of how old they are. So a lot of places are going nuts with using them as their IPs. And I was excited for the Alice in Wonderland because I do enjoy Alice in Wonderland, the quirkiness, the maths that are involved in it. If you actually read the books, there's a lot of math jokes that are thrown in for nerds like me, I guess. But outside of that, that's just a perfect theme with the quirkiness to have an escape room style thing where puzzles just should be everywhere and you're trying to figure out how they go together, how they fit together, and whatnot. And so in this one, you do take the role of Alice and you go down the rabbit hole and you're just trying to figure your way through. And again, this is the longer one. This one, it gives you actually a 90-minute timer instead of the normal 60 minutes that the other ones have, because it is a little, I guess, a little more involved and possibly a little bit thinkier. There's actually a booklet that you're going to be going through as you solve different puzzles and you move on to the next page of the booklet. And I feel that out of the three, this one uses that theme the best. It was a very good use of the theme. I loved the puzzles in there. I thought they worked very well. Of course, the Red Queen is in there. That's not a spoiler, right, to say that the Red Queen is going to be chopping off heads in it. It's Alice in Wonderland. I mean, it's got to happen. And you'll see all the familiar characters, Cheshire Cat, the cards, and whatnot. And the puzzles, I feel, were probably a little bit more difficult, but just because of how my brain works, and I found these a lot easier. Only time I had to use any clues was at the very end for the last one, and that, unfortunately, is a big problem, because the last puzzle was just such a letdown. It was just, it was a frustrating one. I'm going to give a quick little spoiler, so if you don't want the spoiler for the last one, skip ahead real quick, just a couple 30 seconds, but, alright, here it goes. You have to kind of build a house of cards. You got to stack cards, but they're not put together well. You bend them, and it doesn't work well. They slip, they fall. You almost got to like pinch them in place. People have used alligator clips, I guess. Those work, but I don't know. I just thought it was bad. I had to pause the app on the phone to continue to do it just because I felt I shouldn't be penalized because the cards don't stack well, because what they gave me doesn't stack well. Once I did get things put together, I actually used a little bit of tape to hold them together. Then actually the puzzle was really neat, and you were able to see it, and it was cool. But just before that and just trying to put it together, it was so frustrating. It kind of tainted the whole experience of what was one of the more fun, like overall at-home escape room experiences I had, but it just sullied it with that one at the end. But still, even with that, I am going to put this above Sherlock Holmes still. Even though Sherlock Holmes had probably a better ending, I just felt that the overall experience, and as I was going through, I had the most fun with this Alice in Wonderland themed one. In Pursuit of the White Rabbit, it's called. I keep calling it Alice in Wonderland, but it's called In Pursuit of the White Rabbit. But overall, I would recommend this one still. If you like escape rooms, if you like the problem solving, puzzle solving, you like doing things on your own, even if you get 2 or 3 people with you, this is a fun experience. Especially if you like the theme of Alice in Wonderland or Sherlock Holmes, this is a very good set. If you really like the video game one, though, it doesn't really quite hit. In fact, I don't really think it fits in with the other two. There's just something a little off about the video game one. Now, there you go. That's my take on these. Let me know what you guys think if you've played these. Do you like them? Do you not? How would you rate them overall compared to the other Unlock ones? This is Coach Troy. I will see y'all next time. Like, she's got to be doing it on purpose. Like, she knows that that's the camera. There's no other way she could just purposely sit like that. What am I going to do with you?